welcome to 30-Day Game Changer Day 1. This is the program that is going to take your strength, your fitness, your metabolic conditioning to the next level in 30 days only, if you do it right, okay guys? So make sure you've read all the information on the page. If you're a member of my website, there are pep talks there and some stuff that's going to really help you to make the most out of the next 30 days to get the best benefits in return for the time and effort you're putting into this program. If you're watching it on YouTube, please make sure you've read the description. I'm going to put a few extra hints and tips in there. Guys, make sure everything's set up. These workouts are 30 minutes only. The kind of actual exercise is only going to be 30 minutes. I'm going to really try hard to keep the videos to not much more than 30 minutes in duration. But in this first week, these first 7 workouts, some of the videos may be a little bit longer just because I'm giving you some extra instructions to make sure you know what's what to make sure we get it done right, okay? So today we are going to be working legs and back, so obviously booty's going to be involved. Really great exercises for building power, strength, very metabolic, fantastic for conditioning if you use the right weights. And as always, technique is your #1 priority, but we need to be pushing it a bit, okay? There's no point in turning up for this program using the same weights you've been using for the same exercises for months and months or even years, okay? You're not going to get a different result by repeating the same thing, okay? Particularly in strength training, it needs to be pushing you outside that comfort zone. So please guys, if any of you are beginners coming into this, that's fine, you're most welcome. It's a program that is as good for beginners as it is for super advanced people, because super advanced people can lift killer, massive weights, and then you can really get the burn. That way you can level up. That's how we level up, right? If you're a beginner, you're going to be a little bit more focused on technique, but still, and your weights will obviously be lower than a more advanced person, but they still need to be challenging. So today, just to give you an idea of what I've got a pair of 5 kilogram dumbbells and a pair of 7 kilogram dumbbells. They're like the minimum I want to use today. I may go over to my rack and pick up some heavier dumbbells, but we don't want to go nuts on day 1. Obviously, because I don't want you super sore for the rest of the week, and we want to be just focusing on technique today and building the foundation for the next 30 days ahead. But with that said, I don't really recommend that anyone, well, everyone's different of course, but for the average beginner with no sort of issues, I would recommend a pair of 5 kilogram dumbbells, okay? So, for some beginners that might be a little bit daunting, but don't worry, you can always put the weight down and carry on with just a movement without the weight. I would rather you get to the point where you need to do that than using weights that aren't heavy enough for you for them to make changes, okay? Never anything to be afraid of, never ever should be painful. If it's ever painful, please just stop. So there's no need to be nervous, there's no need to be daunted about anything. Anyway, let's crack on. 50 seconds per exercise, 10 seconds kind of change over time in between. I'm just starting my timer here if you're wondering what I'm doing. And we're going to start with 4 minutes of cardio to warm us up, okay? So this whole program is cardio and strength and conditioning, okay? Let's just start with a nice gentle jog here. Hopefully you'll have read the instructions so you kind of get how all this works, but just as a quick reminder, come with me, jog with me if you're not ready. Just as a reminder, the cardio is absolutely freestyle, okay? I would love if you have got a piece of cardio equipment, if you've got an exercise bike, stepper, elliptical, rowing machine, one of those little rebounders, whatever you got, dust it off, get your laundry off it, drag it out and get on that. You do not need to be doing the same cardio as me. I really want you to be empowered to make your workouts your own, okay? If you don't want to do the exercises I'm doing in the cardio section, do whatever you want to do instead. It's about getting your heart rate up, getting your breathing going, working your cardiovascular system. Just shake it off here, right? As long as you are, breathing a bit heavily, getting that cardio exercise in, you do you, okay? Right, I'm just going to do a side-to-side squat now. If you want to come with me in this one, be careful of technique. Sit your hips back, squeeze up, step in, out to the other side, and sit. Squeeze, sit. We're just warming up here, remember, so we're taking it fairly easy. Go at your own pace, make technique your priority, but if you want to go a little bit faster, if you are already warm and you want to add a squat jog, like that, you're most welcome to do so. I'll be taking in this program quite often the beginner and intermediate options because, it's the beginners and intermediate who need the most guidance and instructions and demonstration. If you are more advanced, I am very, very supportive of you doing something more advanced, right? Shake that off, shake that off. I might still do some more advanced things in the final weeks, once you get us know what's what. Right, we're going to do 2 front kicks, 2 jabs. Okay, so you start with one foot kind of a little bit behind, brace your core, put on your jukes, and it's knee to foot, like that, kick, kick, punch, punch. What I mean is always bring the knee up first, and then fire the foot out in this one. 2 kicks, 2 jabs. I'm just going to repeat that. Kick, kick, jab, jab, kick, kick, jab, jab. Think about your core. These muscles that support your torso, support your spine, keeping yourself tall through that midsection is part of the exercise. Kick, kick, punch, punch. And again, kick, kick, punch, punch. Let's do that once more on each side. 1, 2, 1, 2. On the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 4 high knees, 4 jabs. Stand tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them all now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and high with the knees now. Of course, you are welcome to step it out like this, yeah? And step the jacks out if you want a low impact option. 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shake it off. Okay, beautiful. Now, if you are experienced in Romanian deadlifts and you want to grab your barbell for this, fine, or you want to grab heavier dumbbells, but we are just easing into the workout, so don't go nuts in this first set. I'm just going to demonstrate 1 dumbbell in this first round. It's going to be Romanian deadlift. So by the way, we're not counting reps in this program. They're going to be timed intervals. So because the reason why I've done that is because you can choose your own rep targets. About 10 is usually good for this type of training, right? Or beginners may want to do a couple more reps with a slightly lighter weight. But again, you don't be doing more than 15 reps in this program, okay? Because we want to build strength, right? You should be feeling it by about 8, okay? If you're not feeling it by about 8 reps, that means you need to go heavier. Right, let's set ourselves up for this exercise. Feet are underneath the hips, hip width apart. Spread the toes, roll the shoulders back and down. Feel that nice tall posture. Slight bend in the knee, and we're hinging from the hips, bringing the weight sliding down the front of the body until it goes just below the knees. Nice flat back. Squeeze up. So that's all it is, right? Very focused. Now notice what's happening with my bum, basically, right? Okay, my hips and my butt are pressing back and sliding forward. They're not going up and down, they're going back and forward, yeah? Can you see that? And the weight is staying below my shoulders. It's not hanging out in front of me, is it? It's right next to my knees. And the way we get that is to make sure the back stays very flat and we hinge from the hips, the belly's pulled in, it's all nice and tight. Okay? That's one exercise done. Right now, more advanced, I want to do a set of pull-ups here. If you have the band, you can do the band pull-down. I'm going to demonstrate the pull-over for this first round. So grab your weight if you want to do pull-over with me now. 1 dumbbell. Arms have a slight bend at the elbow like this, but they're going to, the movement comes from the shoulders, okay? That bend at the elbow, that angle doesn't change. Back over the head. Squeeze up till it's over mid-chest. With control. Squeeze it up. It's a nice exercise. If you want to do this on the bench, if you've got like a step you can use as a bench. You can get a little bit of extra range of motion, a little bit of extra range of movement in here. Okay? Be a bit careful though, you don't want to lose control of the weight in this top part of the movement. It should be controlled and strong. Right. Now we're going to do back fly. You may want to go a little bit lighter here if those weights were challenging, so I'm switching to my 5s. Bend the knees, flat back, hinge forward, fly it out. Now, what do we want to remember here? Again, the movement is coming from the shoulders. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. The angle of my arms does not change, okay? I'm not flopping about at the elbow. That's locked in place. I want to feel it in the upper back. You've also got to really be careful that you pull the belly in, brace the core, okay? Flat back, strong back, stabilizing through that back. Don't let the back start to bend if you get tired. Don't drop them too quickly. Squeeze for a second at the top, control the low. Let's do one more of those. Okay, lovely. Right, that's your first round of those done. We've got 2 more. Now you know what you're doing. Can you maybe go a little bit heavier, right? Let's try that Romanian deadlift again. This time with 2 dumbbells. Bend the knees a little bit. Switch the core on. Hinge forward till I get to about just below the knees, and then squeeze up. Obviously, if you're more advanced, you might not be using your barbell now. Squeeze up. Press the hips behind you, pull the belly in. Keep the shoulders pulled back under the weight. You know, make the shoulders round forward. Everything working together here. And remember that cue I gave you before about the hips. The hips move along a horizontal plane, okay? It's not a squat, the hips aren't going up and down, forward and back. That really gets into the back of the body, where we want it. All right, you can do another set of that pull over with a dumbbell like we just did. More advanced, I want you to do pull-ups. If you have the band, this is the next best thing to a pull-up, okay, the pull down. If you're on the website, you should have watched the tutorials for this already. So we're pulling it down, slowly up. Down and together, slowly up. It's really good to keep in mind that you are trying to kind of imitate a pull-up here. Work on that plane. So the elbows coming down, shoulder blades staying into the back. Imagine you're lifting all your body weight up to a bar. And slowly, on the release, not too quickly. Strong. Really activate those muscles at the back. Keep the core on. Control the return. Okay, just going to have to be careful there that I don't drop down on the cat. This is Gimli, by the way, if you don't know him. Right, so now it's just that back fly again. Let's go. Hinge forward, fly it out. Now, if you have been using weights, but you're not, what am I trying to say here? You might find this exercise harder, is what I'm trying to say, with the same weights that you use for the legs. Right, this is part of the learning curve when it comes to strength training, is when we do exercise which activates smaller muscle groups, you're not going to be able to lift as heavy as when you do exercises which fire big muscle groups, like those deadlifts, okay? That's why we need a variety of weights if we can. And we can also do things like, you know, using bands, adding in wrist and ankle weights, so that we don't need to, you know, fill our house with different weights. Right. One more time through with that. And don't worry, guys, this is the first session in this program. You're not going to get it exactly right first time. That's part of the process. Just keep moving. And you get your exercise in, right? Romanian deadlift, last time in this version. Hinge forward, squeeze up, stand tall. Let's really make it work here. We've got a break after this set. Get that back super straight. Squeeze through the glutes. Make sure the hips are coming forward and back. For those of you who are more advanced, you know, this is a short workout for you. And this first section is still part of the warm-up, isn't it, right? If you're more advanced. So think about moving beyond the wall to your heavier weights in the next section, because you are going to get the chance to do that there. Right. What will I do? Should I do the pull down again? I'll do the pull down again. But I cannot overstress the fact that this is the next best option to a pull-up. It's not as good as a pull-up, okay? As you get more advanced, you want to be moving on to the actual pull-ups. This is really for people who don't have access to a pull-up bar. I know I've got mine attached to my pull-up bar. That's just because for the purposes of this video. You know, if you don't have a pull-up bar, what you're going to do is use the door anchor for your band, and then you're going to do this exercise in exactly the same way. Make sure you're getting that forward lean so that everything is working in one straight line, as if, you know, in the way that your whole upper body from hips to arms would be positioned in a pull-up. Alright. Remember you have the pull-over option there. Don't know what happens that. Then it's one more set of flies, and then we break. We take a break, I should say. Shouldn't be breaking yet. When we're going to break you. Nice flat back. Always, you know, never be afraid to reset, change your position. Squeeze up. This is your last thing in this set. It's hot in here today, I'm sweating. Hold it at the top, slowly lower. Hold it at the top, slowly lower. The next 30 days, guys, are going to be amazing. You are going to get so strong if you really put yourself into this. No matter what level you're coming in at, from beginner to advanced, the sky's the limit, okay? If you are advanced, don't be thinking you can't be making gains because this workout is suitable for beginners. You should be lifting heavy. And beginners, you can do the exact same workouts in here as those more advanced people, just with lighter weights, okay? That's the beauty of this stuff. We're all in this together, supporting each other at our own levels. This is your break. You want to rotate the wrists. Shake stuff off. Okay. Coming up to halfway through the workout now. This is where it starts to get real, okay? What have we got left? I don't know. About 10-15 minutes left, okay? 15 minutes tops. Right. Not long. Not a long time out of your day, okay? You can easily spend 10-15 minutes waiting for a bus, right? I know you don't like to, but you can. So let's just, you know, keep in mind, we're not here for very much longer. It's, you know, I'm not asking for a lot of time from you. I want effort, right? If you don't have it in the tank, you don't have it in the tank. I'm not going to give you a hard time about it, but I want you to get the best results in return for the time you're putting into these workouts. So, you know, just give yourself a chance. Just for a few minutes, just push beyond what you can normally comfortably do, and that's how we get the rewards. Okay, I'm going to grab my fives. You know that Romanian deadlift we just did? We're going to do that, but with the emphasis on just one leg. The way we do that is feet are underneath the hips, hip width apart. Take the one leg, step back a little bit onto the ball of the foot. And keeping in mind that the work is being done by the leg with the foot that's on the floor, we hinge. We do that same exercise. So the working leg is the one where the foot is fully on the floor. The one where you're on the ball of the foot is there to give you a little bit of extra stability, keep you level. But the work is focused on that leg where the foot is completely down. The thighs should stay parallel, okay? The knees should be next to each other. It's just that lower leg which is kind of kicked back a little bit, right? Other side. So, other foot stays completely flat on the floor, every toe is down, thighs are parallel, knees are next to each other, well parallel, we're hip width apart, they're not directly next to each other. And we hinge and squeeze. If you're doing this right, even with weights that are light for you, like these are light for me, but I feel it because I'm really engaging, I'm really focusing. Pull the belly in, shoulders back, squeeze through the glutes. Every workout in this program for 30 days has a different video. We're just building the foundations in this first week, right? So we are going to advance these. You're welcome to repeat the first week, of course, you don't have to advance if you don't feel ready. But it's just like a little tiny bit every time. So if you're finding today, easy, don't worry, there will be challenges ahead. But really, also you shouldn't be finding it easy because you should be lifting heavy enough weights. Right, so keeping that in mind, I'm going to put those 5s down and pick up my 7s. We're going to row. It's a bit like the fly, but this time, the angle of the elbow is changing, everything else stays still. Yeah? So let's come to this camera here. Okay. See, I'm rowing up. Rowing up. Now my palms are kind of at a diagonal angle to the body here. Squeeze, lower. Squeeze, lower. Think about the upper back here, and also think about the core, right? Pull your belly in. Shouldn't really be walking around doing this, don't walk around doing this. I'm the instructor, so I'm using weights that are very manageable for me, so I can walk around a little bit. You should be lifting your max. I will start to lift my max as the weeks go by, but in these first couple of sessions, first week at least, I need to be available to you to make sure everyone knows what's what. Right, so that's single leg deadlift again. So let's dig a little bit deeper now, right? If that was fairly easy, it's time to go heavier. Kick that one leg back, but the thighs remain parallel, and the weights come down, and we squeeze up. It's a single leg deadlift. Just really keep that in mind, okay? So the knee bends a little bit. It's not a stiff leg deadlift. The hips move back, and then squeeze forward, with the knee bending a little bit. One thing to really be aware of is that the weights stay close to the body. And the way we do that is by bending the knee and pressing the hips back. Do not use the arms, to pull the weights in close. Okay, the wrists should be below the shoulders, with the weights just a centimetre or 2 in front of the knee. If that's not happening, get ready for the next set, kick the other foot back, stand tall. So remember, it needs to look like this. Please, you keep going with that. I just want to show you what not to do, and that's this, right? If you find that the weights are coming out in front of the body, do not pull them in with the arms like that. Press the hips back more, so that the weights, you're going to be pressing the hips back, bending at the knee a little bit, and that will ensure that the weight stays in front of the knee or shin, without you having to use the arms to pull them in. Wrist below shoulder. Pull the belly in, press the hip back, squeeze it up. That's really going to get in there. You're going to feel it in the glutes, in the bottom, the back of the thigh a little bit. I do feel it in the back of the thigh at the top. Lovely area to work. And also, you should ideally be feeling it in the core, because you're cinching in that midsection to support the spine and to keep your back flat and straight, which we're going to do again now in the row. Hinge, hips back, flat back, belly, bottom to spine, squeeze up, squeeze it up, come on. Squeeze those weights up. Chest stays proud, pinching the shoulder blades together at the top. Back is flat, hinged from the hips, no rounding of the back. Check in a mirror. You should pretty much always exercise in front of a mirror, frankly. People who don't exercise in front of a mirror, come into problems. It's not about checking yourself out. Don't worry whether you look pretty or not or any of that crap. It's about checking your form, it's about checking your technique. If you want to do a game changer program, you need to check on your technique and get out of your head about what you look like. And just use the mirror as a tool for checking your technique. Last round, I'm going to go a little bit heavier, okay, because I want to be real. Even in this first week. I want to give you a little bit of a demonstration of pushing myself. So let's go. Come with me. These are 10 kilograms each. Still very doable for me. I'm not saying that to show off, I'm just saying, to give you an idea that we are using big, strong muscles here. And if you are advanced and used to lifting heavier, by all means go on ahead. As I said, I need to give instructions. I'm just saying that. I hope you don't think I'm saying oh yeah, I'm really strong. That's not what I mean. I just mean, Sometimes in these videos, I find people limit themselves by not going any heavier than me, even if they're buns. Guys, please, you know, if I wasn't making a video right now, I would be lifting heavier. I need to be able to talk. So keep that in mind. Hinge, lift. I will go heavier and not talk as much in the weeks ahead. You're going to hear me grunt. I'm sorry about that in advance. Not sorry. Squeeze up. Squeeze up. On the other hand, if you're a beginner listening to that, please don't let it faze you. You never have to do anything you're not ready for. Enjoy working out at home, with a video, wherever you are. You know, so you can do what you want, really. I'm not bossing you, right? I'm just giving you encouragement and support. I'm just here to be your training buddy. You lift heavier when you're ready. All I want for you is that you get the most out of the program. And if you're going to enjoy it more, by progressing at your own rate, that's going to make you stick with it. Absolutely fully supportive of that. All right, squat on now. Row. Right, I'm going to try the 10s for the row now. Squeeze them up lower. This is the last round, right? We're going to break, then we've got cardio, then we're done, just a little stretch. So really make this last one count. Really get them up there, hold for a second, slow on the lower. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, elbows up, control it down. Now remember, we're not just working the upper back here, you know, through the arms in that row, we're also working the core. Why is that? Because we need to keep the belly pulled in. We need all the muscles of the core, you know, all the muscles around the spine to support your back, around the waist, to keep you in that correct position. They are on the legs. They're activated too. Keep you in that bending position. I felt that, could you tell? Right, you're going to squat to put the weights down carefully and release. Oh, I need my towel. Right, quick break. And then we're going to do cardio. If you have a lot of energy left in the tank, feel free to go after it with some more intense cardio. I'm going to repeat the same moves that we did in the first section. I'm just going to go a little bit faster. You do you. No impact options. You're welcome to do those, right? You're welcome to use your cardio equipment. Now I'm trying to make these workouts so as many people as possible can do the same thing as me. And if people don't have a piece of cardio equipment, they've got something to do. You know, like I said, you don't have to do that. Oh! All right. You ready for a final? It's like 4 minutes of cardio, okay? Then we're going to have a stretch. So remember that jog? Let's jog a bit faster. So it's not a run, right? Run in place here. Now, we're all nice and warm here, right? We've got the muscles pretty hard, the core's had a good workout, right? Definitely the glutes and legs, back of the body. Let's give it one final blast in this section by really focusing on keeping yourself tall, yeah, pulling the belly in. Think about using the muscles of the core to pull your knees up. Relax the shoulders, let the arms swing at your sides, and notice that if you swing the arms a little bit faster, the legs pull up, they go a bit faster too, right? Chin up, neck is long, tall posture, long spine. One more seconds here, and then we get to shake it off. Nice. It's that side to side squat again. Could hold the weight, couldn't we? You don't have to. I'm gonna. So this is cardio and conditioning. Sit into that squat, step it up, sit. Side to side squat. Just holding a lightish weight. This is 5 kilograms. Sit. Put the weight down if that gets too much. Technique is your main priority. We're trying to get that heart rate up as well as building strength and power. Pull in the abs, especially the lower abs, you know, around that bottom section of the abdominal area. Keep the hips in correct alignment. Back is flat. Now speed it up for these last few. Up, switch, up, switch. Go at your own pace, you don't have to match me. Right, just make sure your heart rate's getting up. Okay, very nice. It's those 2 front kicks and 2 jabs. What are your little explosive switch here? Let's see how we feel. Put up your dukes. Kick, kick, jab, jab, switch. Kick, kick, jab, jab, switch. Okay, let's keep going with that. You got that? Kick, kick, jab, jab, switch. Kick, kick, jab, jab, switch. Ha. Kick, kick, jab, jab, switch. Kick, kick. Now we want to overdo the cardio in this program because too much cardio can actually limit progress in strength. So I've designed a program here that gives you balance. Okay? We've got enough cardio to keep us in metabolic conditioning to make sure we're burning fat. Getting that, looking after our heart. 4 high knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. But not 4 jacks. But not so much cardio that we inhibit muscle gain. 2, 3, 4. 4 high knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 high knees. 2, 3, 4. 4 jacks. Keep going with that. I'm going to miscount because I'm trying to talk at the same time. So you just do you. If you haven't worked out with me before, it's very real. We have a laugh. We don't, we go after progress, not perfection. And the main thing is, we're working out a happy life, basically. Feeling our best right here on the day. Feeling good right here, right now. Seeing progress in the long term. You do with exercise, frankly, you do stuff with, embracing the challenge, feeling gratitude for the ability that we have to be here to do this, soaking up those feel-good feelings at the end of the workout. Results are going to naturally follow if you think about it, and they do, and they do. Right, let's cool down. I don't know if I do this. I'll pop it down. Right. Ooh, so get on all fours. Let's do cat-cow for a few reps. So that is rounding up the spine. Releasing the lower back here. Just giving it a little stretch by pulling the belly in. Tilting the pelvis inwards. Getting as much rounding through the back as you can. And then we reverse that by tilting the pelvis the other way, getting those hips up, shoulder blades together, chest proud and through. Once more with that. Arch it up. Really pull the belly in. Make a high archway. And then through. Neutral, flat back there. Tuck your toes. Let's come up into this upside down V, down facing dog, which most people are familiar with. You're probably familiar with this. Even if you haven't done any yoga, we will learn downward facing dog, alright? One of the best stretches you can do. People always want fancy new stretches, but it's really the ones that, the classics, often that are just the very best. So, same with exercises in a way, really. It's these fundamental strength moves that give us the best gains a lot of the time. Gently lower the knees. Point the toes out behind you. Then you can just let the hands come forward. Breathe. Press the hips down towards the heels. Find length through the back of the body. Just for a second here, remember that feeling that you had when we did the cat-cow, when you were rounding the back up and making space? Just try and recreate that feeling in this position. So pull the belly button in and just try and press the hips down a little bit further towards the heels. Just separating the spine there and finding length in the spine. Just put the hips in that area there, press that back. Alright, you can put the hands in. Guys, there is an extended stretch on the website where we really open up the back of the body. the muscles that we've been working today. If you remember the website, please check that out. You know, you don't have to do it every time, but you know, it's certainly worth spending a bit of extra time on stretches because it feels so good and it keeps us mobile and moving comfortably and freely. And you know, the bigger movements we can make, the more we get out of our workouts. So it's time well invested. But if this is it for today, thank you for joining me. If not, I'll see you in the stretch. Remember, these first 7 workouts of 30-day Game Changer are all on YouTube. So even if you are a member of the website, I would love it if you went over to YouTube and hit like and hit share. You can share these workouts with anyone you want. I'm putting them out there for more people to discover my workouts, for people to have free access to this amazing feeling that we've generated right here, right now, right? Leave a comment under the video and let me know how you're feeling right now. Okay, otherwise I'll see you in the stretch. Well done. Bye bye, see you in the next one.